Here we have a Blackberry Priv phone that came in for charging port problems. The phone is not charging. Looks something like this. I've done a lot of those in the past, and let's go ahead and do this one today. I see a hairline crack on the screen here. I do not know if the customer is aware of this, but it's extremely tiny and hard to see, but I do see it. I already took the SIM cards. There's 2 SIM cards on this phone. I took out the SIM card trays from here, and all we have to do is just pry the back cover away from the phone. Okay. Once the back cover is open from the top, all we have to do is slide the phone upwards like this. And there you go. Now we have to remove some screws off the motherboard because the charging port is right over here. And in order to work on the charging port, we have to flip the board and work on it from the back. The charging port does not look loose. It's not broken off. Let's take a look at the pins and see what's going on. Yeah, look at that. So it's very obvious that the charging port is bad and needs to be changed. Let me get the proper screwdriver to take the motherboard out. It's not the regular Phillips driver. Okay, I'm gonna do this on the other bench so I do not lose the screws. Okay, so the board is out. So we had to remove a lot of screws from all over the board, and then we had to disconnect a lot of cables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you have one piece of plastic on here that we had to remove. The speaker here. So a lot of bits and pieces to take the board out. Now we see tiny components here. We have to be careful not to knock any of those components off. They're barely visible, but they're there. So when we apply solder onto the pins, we do not want to apply solder to those components here. We do not want those components to be affected by the solder or by heat. So we just have to be careful. We're going to start by applying low melt solder onto the back of the connector here. And then we can do the front.
Hi, how much is it to replace this iPhone split screen?
Okay, so we soaked the back legs with low melt solder. Let's go ahead and apply some to the front. We may have to change our tape because it's a little bit big for the front. We do not want to knock those components out by mistake. But in the meantime, let me just apply some on to the sides here. Just some more on here and here. Low melt solder already made its way up here, so I'm just ensuring that we have a good mix of low melt and unleaded. So now we're going to use the bend tip so we can get into the tight area here, like so. Let's remove the glare. Alright, so now with a little bit of heat, we should be able to remove this connector. Our hot air at around 370 degrees Celsius. 370 degrees should be enough. Just a moment.
Hello?
Hello, NorthridgeFix.
Yeah. Listen, the screen on my phone is cracked.
Okay,
Can you guys repair that?
of course.
Okay, how long will it take?
Depends, which phone?
It's a LG something.
So look at that. The port is out. Let's clean up. Okay. Let's grab a new connector, and we should have a lot in stock. We've done this many times, and that's why we are stuck on those charging ports. So we're gonna start by applying some solder onto the front pins. Then we can solder the back legs. And then we'll come back to the front, finalize the process, and we should be all good. We're gonna press and hold. So the reason I soldered the front pins is so we can secure the connector in place while we solder the back legs. Because if we flip the board to solder the back legs and we did not hold that connector steady in place, then the connector is going to fall back down. So it's a multiple step process. I'm going to switch tips. I do not want to apply a lot of solder, because sometimes when you apply a lot of solder to a phone charging port connector, solder ends up going inside the port. We do not want that to happen. Just finalize the process. Let's go ahead and clean up the back, because we are done soldering the legs of the connector. Okay, and the back is perfect. Let's flip the board and finish off soldering the front pins of the connector, and we should be all good. Just a little extra solder over here. NorthridgeFix?
Hi, this is the owner of the Sanger laptop. It's Brian. I just wanted to see if there's an update you have.
Okay, and that's it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Everything is nice and solid, and the job is done. Let me do one final cleanup on the board, and we'll put it back inside the phone. And the board should be back like new. Very nice. Everything looks great. And here's the back. Okay, so let me assemble this under the magnifier, and I'll be back. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and test to make sure the charging port is working. And right there, it's charging. We see the light, which indicates that the phone is charging. And it's charging at a rate of 0.35. Very good. It's 0% right now, and everything is good. So we're gonna put this back together, call the customer, and we're gonna move on to the next repair. So this morning we got 3 packages in. These are on top of what we already have to do in the store, so I do not know which one I'm gonna do on camera next. We have this one here. It's coming from Illinois. This is an iPad mini. Digitizer connector is damaged, so we're gonna be replacing the digitizer connector on this iPad mini. I do not know which iPad mini this is, but we'll find out when we take it out of the package. This one is coming from Oregon. This is a MacBook Pro. It's either liquid damaged or maybe there's some other problem with this. Okay, so John said locked, no pin. So may have to do something with the password. We'll see. I do see a ding here on the computer. One here, and one here. I do not know if this is caused by shipping, but it's there. Just in case John tells us this link was not there. Well, we have it on camera. And the third package that we got in today is, which one is this? Is this one here. And this is an iPad Pro 10.5 inch. Customer tried to change the screen on this, and as a result the tablet is not working now. It's not turning on and it's not working. I'll try to get as much as I can on video, so we'll see. I do not know which one I'm gonna do next, but I want to get this phone out of here first so customer can come and pick up, and we'll move on to the next video. So don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you liked it, leave a comment if you have any questions, and we'll do something else in the next video.